I have soaked 3 cups of rice in water. I'll soak it for about 4 to 5 hours. This is to start the process for the appam. This is the kind of rice that is normal cooking rice. You can do it with ration rice also. It's quite a non-flop so far. Cross my fingers, cross my toes, cross my heart. I have this yeast. This is the amount I am taking. And this is lukewarm water. I am just adding it in this just before I start grinding the rice. The rice has been soaking for 5 hours. From the soaked rice, I have taken 2/3 of the rice I soaked and I am going to grind it to as fine a paste as we can. You can add as much water as you want. The appam dough is relatively liquid. It's even more liquid than a dosa batter. So you don't have to be extraordinarily careful. I have ground it and this is the consistency. Okay, and it is nicely ground. In a small saucepan, I have taken about 3 tablespoons of the same dough. This is to make something we call as curry. It's an important aspect of making the appam. I add about double the quantity of water by pouring some little bit water into the mixie and washing the mixie with it. If I have taken 3 tablespoons of the curry, I take to 6 to 8 tablespoons of the water, and I have added the water and it is in this. This will have to be heated. That's the next step. But before that, we will grind the rest of the rice with 1 cup to 1.5 cups of coconut. 1/3 part of the rice is left. That part we will grind with 1.5 cups of coconut. I'm using 1 cup of grated coconut. This is fresh coconut, and use the same measure as in which I measured the rice. I add it to the leftover rice and I'll grind it to a fine paste. So I have ground all of it with the coconut also, and this is the consistency in which it is come. I have used 1/4 cup of water and I have cleaned the mixie and poured that water also here. This is fine. There's no problem, no issues with this kind of dough. I added 2 tablespoons of sugar and half a tablespoon of salt. Now I will go and do the curry. Keep it on sim flame and keep constantly stirring it. It's just rice, ground rice with water. This will become a thick paste. It should be somewhat like a gum. It should be somewhat like a maida gum that we use. A little less thick than a maida gum. At the end of it, you'll come to know. Just keep stirring it. It will thicken. Switch it off and let it cool. See, it's in this consistency at the beginning. We'll see how it thickens later on. It's already thickening up. It's not moving around as freely as before. It's not as loose as before. As you can see the bubbles coming. It's just about to be there. It is. It's like blancmange. Cool it and then we'll add it to the rice, ground rice. I have added the curry, okay, and I have added the yeast water. Now I'll mix all of this and let it to rest till tomorrow morning. So I have mixed the dough well with the curry inside. The curry is thick, so you have to use your hands and you have to mix it well so that the curry incorporates to the entire dough and there are no lumps. Close it, keep a plate underneath this in case it overflows, and keep it in a corner of your kitchen. This says it all. It has risen up beautifully. Mix it up and keep it in the fridge, and you can use it whenever you want. So I have mixed it up and this is the consistency. You can keep it in the fridge. Taste it at this point of time. You want the appam sweeter, you can add some more sugar. If you feel the salt is less, you can add. It depends on what you're going to do with it. whether you're going to give it with a spicy curry, whether you're going to give it with a stew, whether children are going to eat. Children sometimes prefer it just the appam. They may not eat it with the stew and the side, so they may want it slightly sweet. The sweetness determines the brownness of the appam edges. So that is how it is. So you can check on it. Even this will give a nice brown color, but if you put more sugar, it will be more caramelized and more brown, the end result. It's up to you. As long as it has fermented, now you can adjust as you want. All the best. When I make the appams, I will show you how it is done, just to give an idea. I need a second person for that to hold the video, so I'll do it when somebody is there in the house. Grease a non-stick pan. This is just a kadai with handles. I'm using this. This is not a appam shatti or appam pan. There is a separately available appam pan. You can buy it if you are very particular. It definitely has a better looking appam when you use that, but I'm okay. I'm more prone to the taste. So grease it and bring it to a smoking point where the oil, you can see the pan is smoking. At that time, ladle out about 1.5 spoons of dough into this. This is the dough. I've used it already once. I'm recording it now. This is the consistency of the dough, and this is the ladle that I'm going to use. I'm going to put 1.5 spoons into the smoking hot pan. So I'm ladling 1.5 spoons into a smoking pan. You can see that it is smoking. Once I do this, I hold this and swirl. I'll leave it like this and grease the edges of the pan just little bit, and I keep it on medium to high and cover it with a see-through so that you can see the appam. This is about 3 to 4 minutes into the cooking process, covered. Just see how it is coming out nicely. It is all red on all sides and it is puffed up nicely in the middle. This is exactly how we want it. At this point, you can remove it, make it sim and remove it. I am using a spatula. You can see that it is all leaving the edges from here. Just lift it like this.